Why do Christians need to speak up on behalf of the unborn? Well, the obvious is the unborn cannot speak for themselves, but there are organized campaigns to silence pro-life speech in this country if you're not aware. I'm going to give you some examples. Google regularly intervenes in search results on its YouTube video platform, including a recent intervention that pushed pro-life videos out of the top 10 search results for abortion. The term abortion was added to a blacklist file for controversial YouTube queries. Oh, and by the way, the Google CEO denied all of it. This was found out later and leaked to a website. ABC, NBC, and CBS's morning news shows all ignored the 46th annual March for Life that happened on Friday. Did you hear about it? Did you know about the March for Life? If you didn't, there's a reason. It's the largest pro-life gathering in the nation where an estimated record 100,000 people were expected to show up, and I believe they did, to protest the legalization of abortion. By the way, it was reported as thousands of people showed up, and I saw a 60-second time-lapse photography of the whole entire march, and it was filled with tens and tens and tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people marching, and you saw none of it. But they did cover the anti-Semitic Women's March the day after, which was yesterday, where about 10,000 women showed up, the lowest ever. By the way, the Women's March did not allow any pro-life feminists to be in their march. Facebook and Twitter regularly censor anti-abortion groups' postings and tweets, calling them hate speech. A movie called Gosnell was released back in October. How many of you heard of that movie? How many of you saw the movie? Just Bill and I, and Beverly. It tells the horrific story of the arrest, trial, and eventual conviction of notorious abortionist butcher Kermit Gosnell. It's a very well done movie, and it isn't graphic at all. The film primarily focused on the mainstream media's disinterest in Gosnell's trial throughout its entire run. If you're not familiar with Gosnell, that's for a reason. But listen, Gosnell surpassed box office expectations on its first weekend of release back in October 2018 by entering, listen, into the top 10 grossing films. But you know what happened? As the film entered week 2, it was inexplicably dropped from nearly 200 theaters, including those in major cities where it was performing the strongest. They took it out of the theaters. What movies do they take out of theaters when it's a hit? Only when it's a pro-life film. National Public Radio and the New York Times refused to carry advertising for the film, and Facebook blocked over 50 advertisements. Another film set to come out in the next several months is called Roe v. Wade, which will tell the story of the landmark Supreme Court decision made in '73. It had to secretly film due to opposition to the message it was portraying. Once the University of Louisiana and Tulane University found out about the message of the movie, they were barred from shooting the film on their campuses. They were locked out of a New Orleans synagogue as well. They had to call the police to get all of their equipment once the synagogue found out what the movie was about. Life! Crew members quit, cussing out the director when they found out the true message of the movie. And of course, Facebook blocked their advertising and denied linked access to the movie's crowdfunding site, preventing the makers from raising the necessary capital to fund the production. Now, this isn't all new. I hope you know that. This has happened since the early 70s. How many of you remember the band Seals and Crofts? Do any of you remember them? They sang, who remembers their song? Summer breeze makes me feel fine, and Hummingbird don't fly away, right? And Diamond Girl. But now I think you were overseas. You didn't know anything that was going on during this turbulent time. Yeah, oh, you were back, but you don't know those songs, do you? Anyway, after those songs, they disappeared. You know why? Play that again.
Oh, little baby. a sweet lullaby.
That's called Unborn Child in 1974, and it destroyed their career. That's 1 year after the abortion decision. You never thought about that, huh?